Reporting live, we have Gabriella Guppy here to share a story on the tragedy of these beloved fish this morning in Riverwood City.
Breaking news! Earlier this morning at around 7 a.m., citizens of Riverwood City found a strange trail of dead fish floating on water along the Colorado River. Citizens are shocked by this unpleasant view. This is extremely detrimental for our beloved mayor, as she promised earlier in March that she would provide free fish in her campaign, showing her generosity especially towards low-income families.
I declare that if I win this election, I will provide a variety of fish supply to all citizens.
Currently, scientists and researchers are testing these waters to see what has possibly contaminated the river and killed all these fish. We have Professor Halibut to dive in deeper.
Our team has been thoroughly investigating these waters and the mysterious cause of death to these fish. After conductive research, we've discovered that an excess of sodium chloride has been reported in these waters. We gained this information through the use of a refractometer. A refractometer measures the extent to which a beam of light passes through a transparent substance, such as water. In this instance, it tells us the new concentration of the substance.
Before this incident, Professor Halibut has reported that this water had about 0.05% salinity and less than 1,000 parts per million. Scientists found that now this water has a concentration of 35,000 parts per million, with a 3.5% salinity.
Solubility? Salinity? What on earth are you talking about?
Salinity is often referred to as the measure of the concentration of dissolved or soluble salts in water. Since this concentration is relatively high, we found that the solubility decreases in the water over time. This means the water becomes saturated as the salt can no longer be dissolved. With this information, we discovered the fish absorbed too much salt and unfortunately died. Now we have Professor Halibut expanding upon the concepts of solubility with a specific substance that is affecting these waters.
Well, based on my studies of the principle of solubility, NaCl, sodium chloride, is highly soluble in water due to the polarity of water molecules, which can separate the sodium ions from the chloride ions. When salt dissolves in water, the ionic compound breaks down into its constituent ions, sodium ions and chloride ions. These ions then become surrounded by water molecules, which are attracted to them due to the ion's electrical charges. Essentially, the salt's ionic structure is disrupted and the ions are dispersed throughout the water solution.
That makes sense. What is the salt ionic structure that makes it easier to dissolve? Let me get one of the scientists.
Recalling more on the atomic structure of sodium chloride, we are here with Marie Amberjack.
From my years of studying chemistry, I know that sodium chloride molecules are formed by ionic bonding of sodium, a metal, and chlorine, a non-metal. Sodium donates one electron to chlorine, resulting in a positively charged sodium ion and a negatively charged chloride ion. These ions arrange themselves in a lattice structure, creating the crystalline form of salt. Each sodium ion is surrounded by 6 chloride ions, leading to a cubic structure.
Right. A few of our citizens in Riverwood have serious concerns on their health and safety here. We have our detective here to help answer these questions. Should the people in this town be worried about getting sick?
No human should be worried about getting sick, unless they consume a major amount of salt.
I'm gonna die!
Hey, camera back over here.
As I was saying, doctors recommend not to consume more than 2,300 milligrams per day.
Well, if fish are dying, then can't we die too?
Not exactly. The reason these fish are dying is because of osmosis, a process where water moves across cell membranes to equalize solute concentrations. The fish here are freshwater fish, meaning their bodies have lower salt concentrations than other fish. If they get put into water with high concentrations of salt, the water will leave their cells, causing them to dehydrate and die.
Okay, but we use this lake every day. How am I supposed to live with our water supply being contaminated?
Don't worry. We actually have another one of our scientists to address the environmental concerns.
To an extent, the saltwater from the river would be in such a high concentration that it would be difficult and expensive to remove due to the breaking chemical bond holding the salt in the solution. Depending if only the source of fresh water is the river, it may affect the whole water supply.
Oh no! Who could have done this?
Well, as your former mayor, I think I can address these concerns. Citizens have clearly grown a little worried. They can still get fresh water from neighboring towns. Events close to the river depend on exactly how close they are to the water, in which case they will most likely be canceled. Visual artists might suffer a little bit, but nothing really more. If you voted for me, this incident would have never happened.
We need to take you in for questioning. Hey, stop recording!
And with that, I'm on my break. I'll report later when I have more information. Please watch this ad while you wait.
Snack that smiles back goldfish.
We just got word that the detective has major information.
Everyone, please settle down. I ask you a few questions and then you will be released.
Thank goodness.
That is, if you're not proven guilty. Okay, after extensive research, I've narrowed it down to 3 suspects. Florine Flounder. She has been known to be quite the hater of Mayor Merlin. Best friends in high school, but due to Merlin's success and wealth, she grew very jealous of Merlin over the years. Ever since she's been elected mayor, we found that she's been making multiple hate pages on Merlin on social media.
Can we just get this over with already?
Okay, well then, I'll start with you, Flounder. Around what time did you get home yesterday?
Around 6 p.m. I needed to feed my pet fish and get back home to go out with my husband, Frank Flounder.
And where did you end up going after that?
We went to the comedy cuisine up north, and I've been with my husband ever since.
Okay.
Sir, I really need to get home and feed my pet fish. Can you just let me go?
The process is never this quick. Why do you think you're innocent?
Listen, I have a pet fish of my own that I love so dearly and take care of every day. If I really was the one who killed all these fish, then tell me why I didn't end up killing my own fish. Besides, I don't eat salt. It's not good for my fish, and my husband is allergic to it anyways.
This is a fair point. Flounder, you may be released. Thank you for your time. Walter Walleye. Merlin has been his classmate during college, and he's been known to be an extreme academic rival. And in the past, projects have been known to sabotage multiple presentations, including food poisoning. Ever since he's been expelled for his harmful actions, we've suspected he's been wanting to plot revenge against her.
I really don't know why I'm here.
Well, you are the main academic rival of Mayor Merlin, so why should we not be suspicious?
That was so long ago. I am so far into my academic successes that I have no concerns between me and Merlin's relationship. I even have my own company that wasn't stolen.
And how do I know that's true?
He's had my vote since the beginning. Mayor Boops seems off and I didn't trust him with our city. If you look back at the data, you will see that my name was put under Merlin's vote.
This is true.
Can I be released now?
Not yet. Why do you think Mayor Boops seems off to you?
Me and Mayor Boops used to be best friends in childhood. Together we created the Goldfish Company. We thrived off this business and managed to make so much profit. However, over time, Mayor Boops just grew more and more greedy and took more of this company and tried to take it out of my hands. It got to the point where he began taking credit for all of the work that we had done together. He had so much power to the point where if I didn't back down, I had to give the company up to him.
Mayor Boops. He's a former mayor of Riverwood and is currently running against Merlin. There could be a possibility that he may have manipulated the situation in order to receive more votes. Mayor Boops, do you have anything to say?
Well, the entire Goldfish Company was basically created by me. He's just salty. I had the idea to add the salt into the products. Without it, the goldfish snack would have never been enjoyable.
I'm sorry, what did you add?
Salt. Don't you know that I'm famously known for creating the salt and vinegar goldfish flavor?
What type of salt would that be?
Sodium chloride. These questions are a little weird, sir.
Security!
Okay, well now we know who it is. You can't just clean it up for us.
Cleaning the water would be way too expensive. The Colorado River doesn't reach an ocean, so it'll never dissipate fully. So our best bet is likely time. Since the river reaches the Gulf of California, we would just have to depend on the rain cycle to essentially renew the freshwater supply and dilute the salt water.
Thank you, Detective, and that's a wrap. Thank you for watching GNN, and remember, don't forget to smile.
The snack that smiles back goldfish.
Nope.
Not exactly. The reason. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait, let's
Mayor Boobs, do you have anything to say?
Sorry.
The Colorado River.
These concerns. Citizens have clearly grown a little worried. They can still get freshwater fish from neighboring neighborhoods.
Oh no! Who could?
He has had my vote since the beginning. Mayor Boobs seems off and I didn't trust him with our city.
Yesterday.
Around 6 p.m. I needed to pet my fat fish.